Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the altcoin show, coming at you every day, 6 days a week. So wherever you are watching from around the world, I want to welcome you to the channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to talk about the big question: has this altcoin finally woken up? What is this altcoin? We're about to find out, and we're also going to jump into the charts and look at a bunch more coins, some of the coins from the cheat sheet and some of the other coins that we may have some entries there for both swing and for hodl. Before we do that, as you know, if you're a regular watcher of the show, smash that like. This does help get this channel out to more people and does help support the channel. I do really appreciate all of the wonderful, kind words that you guys leave in the comments below. I read and respond to every one of those that you do. And of course, all the questions I do look to get back to as soon as possible. And don't forget about the cheat sheet. We're going to look at that in a moment. It's linked below in the description. It's right at the top. And so great entries and take profits, free resources. Of course, the link to the Stocks with Josh Discord, the most incredible Discord on the planet. I'm in the crypto channel there daily, sharing. I've got a Crown Traders channel also in there, which I post in on a daily basis. All right, so we're going to jump into some of the news, and we're going to discover what is the coin. It is none other than, drum roll, than Solana. So Smartwell sold some Solana at the price peak. This was actually yesterday. And of course, that ended up being smart because Solana has since come down. Certainly with Solana, we have it breaking out against Bitcoin and Ethereum. So the Sol BTC and the Sol ETH and the Sol Dominance all are moving and trending in the right direction. And then, of course, we could go parabolic starting today, maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow, maybe today. Sol is breaking out of this massive cup and handle. It's a bit of a cup and handle, cup of tea, if you're in England, for a cup and handle, with a potential target of $370 there. So there is a large cup and handle there. And I do think Solana could be about to make its big move to the upside there, and that would benefit the entire Solana ecosystem, coins such as Bonk, Render, HNT, and others there. Now, we are going to jump into the charts, and we're going to start off with some of the ones from my cheat sheet and that I've had requests for. And the first one is Brett. And certainly there you can see that this could be a place where we've had support, resistance, broke through, and now is retesting as support. If this level holds, this could be a good area to accumulate right on that 10-cent mark there. Certainly if we do lose this level, coming down to the 8-cent level, or the eight almost 9 cents really, and the 8.5 cent level there for Brett. And so if you're looking to dollar cost average and pick some up, this would be for hodl position. You could also do a swing trade from here as well. Certainly this is quite bullish here. It's Fetch is another one here. As you can see, we've come in and we've hit this trend line. The Tribal Trades trend line strikes again here, and certainly we've been stopped by the trend line to the upside. You could front run it. The safer entry is going to be getting in at $1.40. And you can either trade that on the break. You could front run it now and put a stop loss below the trend line, and certainly, or you could trade on the break or a break on the retest. And when I look on the retest, I usually jump to the hour or the 15-minute to look for a retest there. I don't usually wait for the daily, and we'd look to ride that up to about $1.50 there for Fetch. This would be good for hodl too. So this would hodl buy here is okay, as well as a swing trade. And we've got the 200 simple up there at $1.60. So should come up at some point and test that. Zeus, another coin from the cheat sheet here. So with Zeus, we certainly have here is an area where I would be looking for an entry there at about the 21 cent level. So we're right on the button there for Zeus. Certainly this has been an area where we have found some previous support, if you can see all the way across here, Zeus, so that could be quite good. But Saks, which is another one that I have been asked to, is a buy right now at the 200 EMA on the daily at about $1.79, so $1.80, close enough. So there would be the trade. We could actually ride that up to $1.89, of course, or move our stop loss up to protect the profit. A break and a retest of the 200 simple moving average would lead us to would take us further at $1.89. So there's a nice little trade up there. If we do lose this, then the next entry would be down there at $1.71. Base NG is another one that I've been asked this. We have broken down below the 50-day moving average. If we can break right back above this, then the entry would be here on it. You could front run it. You could play risky and think that this is going to pop back up, and you could front run it, no doubt. Or you could trade on the break of it and then put a stop loss underneath, or a break on a retest, switch to the hour time frame or the 15-minute time frame for a retest, get it on the retest. We certainly do have a fair amount of resistance up at these levels here, almost up at the 4-cent level there. And then the other one from the cheat sheet there. So certainly we're coming up to where we've had a wonderful move. I gave this trade all the way back at around 5 cents. And so if you got in the trade, I know some of you have been sharing in the Discord how you've made a lot of money on this big time move from the cheat sheet all the way up to 15 cents there. This would have been a place to take some profit, or you would want, it did break, and so you'd wanted to have moved your stop loss up to protect that profit. Now we're coming back and retesting the 200 simple moving average. This could be an entry here at 13 cents, but the better entry is back here at 12 cents. If we are to come back to this 12-cent level for big time, okay? So we're going to jump in here to banana gun with that. And that right now is at a buy level for the just in case bag or for a swing trade there. So if you don't have enough banana gun, 54. Obviously, if we come back to this $50, $51 level, which is where the 200 EMA on the 4-hour is. So I could see us dropping down to this level here. That would not be a shock or a surprise. I would just pick some more up here. If you've been following on the cheat sheet, hopefully you've been picking up at 29 and 30s and in the low to mid 40s. And on the Stocks with Josh show, we did share that. And it was about 45. So hopefully you caught that. So there's a trade there right now for banana gun on a swing trade or a just in case buy. The Blub trade here, if we look at Blub, we've seen a bit of a heavy sell-off. Certainly, this is just allowed to pick up some more. There's no swing trade there at the moment because I'm waiting to see if we have a confirmed bottom here. I don't want to try and catch a falling knife. So there's no swing trade. You would have been stopped out on the swing trade up here. I gave clear instructions here. This is why I drew the line. As soon as we lost that and we had a rejection here, you've got to be out of the trade there for swing trade. But for HODL, certainly this is a buy at the 6 there with 7 zeros and a 6. So certainly for those who didn't get it when I gave it at about 5 million market valuation, it's now at about 20 million market cap. And so this would be a small dollar cost average buy that you could make here. And of course, if we do go a little bit lower at 5, there's another buy there, or 4 down at 4, there would be another buy there. All we've done is really retrace the whole MEX move. So we've got listed on MEX and it went parabolic, as you can see, and it's really just retraced that entire move to the downside. And that's not unusual, to be honest, and I'm not really concerned at the moment. Obviously, if we continued, I'm looking for a reversal. And so this might be a stopping volume candle here, although we have eaten up about half of it. So this might be as far as we go, and then we can draw. We're not doing any swing trades until I have a confirmed bottom, and then we can start to find the range and start to trade in this range like we did up here successfully. So very simply on Blub, you should have had 3 take profits, boom, 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 and then stop out down here. And really, you should be sitting in a nice large cash position for Blub there. You should not still be in the trade. If you're still in the trade here, you've got to learn to put the stop losses in to protect the trade. Okay, Bonk. We're looking at Bonk, and as we saw on the cheat sheet, this is a buy right now at 23. Obviously, if we were to come down a little bit further, we're down at 21 and then down at 20 for Bonk. So this could be some final opportunity, possibly for some accumulation here for Bonk. Ethereum, we looked at that yesterday. There's not much more on that trade. Certainly, the profit was at 227, about 2,800, 27.9. Look, it got close enough. Just take the profit. It got to 27.68. Just take it. Don't wait for $20 more. Why wait? Just just it's close enough. Take it. We're in a big order block here, so there's going to be some selling. It didn't quite get to the 200 EMA on the daily, and I'm just scooping in the profits there. And then, of course, coming back, there is a fair value gap here between about 24.64 and the fair value gap to 25.44. You can clearly see that fair value gap right in there where we've had a candle just took off. So that's what they call a fair value gap. So we could see it come back. This would be a nice entry here at 2483. Otherwise, we may only see it come back to 2550. So those would be the two entry or re-entry points for Ethereum if we were to see any further pullback. And I wouldn't be surprised. It doesn't have to fill the whole fair value gap. Sometimes it just comes down and fills half of it or some of it. So certainly you could have a buy here and then have a second buy here and then have a stop loss right underneath this fair value gap level there for Ethereum. HNT has absolutely been a smashing trade. We got in this trade here at the 200 EMA on the daily at about $5.95. And you should have tagged our profit level right on the button. You should have got out and profit there at $7.20, or not necessarily got out. You can take some profit off the table there at $7.20 and move your stop loss up to protect that profit. Or you could have just moved your stop loss up and get stop loss and profit there as well. But certainly now what we're looking for is a break of this level of $7.20, a retest there, and then we can further up to around this $8 level, which would be our next take profit zone. I'm still on this trade, and so take profit level was there. Certainly sometimes when you move to the 4-hour time frame, it can kind of help because you can see, oh, look here, we've got some support at $6.80, and that's why I'm still in this trade and I haven't gotten out of this trade. Take profit here and then certainly wait to see if we come down and touch this line. So far it's acted as support, no problem there for HNT. We looked at Injective yesterday, so see yesterday's show, but certainly there's the entry right there on the 200 EMA on the 4-hour at $20.85. So hopefully you got that trade. It's probably not too late to enter it. It's just a few cents above that, certainly. And then we look at riding that up to $22. If we drop down further, then we have the $20 level there for Injective there. Certainly some of these we covered yesterday. Render was one I wanted to look at today because we have I've spotted a trend and I've added a tribal trades trend line, and we do have an ascending triangle, which is a bullish pattern that usually breaks to the upside here. So this would be an entry. Right now we are on that. I'm going to zoom in on the daily chart. You can see that this is currently an entry here at about $5.22, which is where it's at right now. Of course, if we do bounce off here, there at the $6.20 mark, so that could be a great little trade up to there or to the top of the trend line there at $6.50. So Render right now, there is a trade on Render currently. Say there is also currently, we have some support and resistance lines here clearly for Say. We are jumping into that right now there, as you can see. So there is an entry there around this 42-cent level. We have seen the tribal trades trend line. I have added one there. As you can see, it has acted as support and resistance. So there is an entry there. Right below it, probably the better entry, is the 200 EMA on the daily, which is sitting at about 40 or 41 cents, and the 50-day moving average is around 38, 39. So this whole area there could be an entry at any of these levels or at all of these levels, and then you'd put your stop loss under there for Say. And then we've got a couple left to look at there. We've got Solana, of course, which was our feature of the show here. So we did break out from Solana here. If we have a look, and we are heading up to the tribal trades trend line at $180 to $185, which will be where my next area that I will take profit. Maybe at this 170 can take profit a little bit earlier here, but certainly where would we get back in Solana? Around that $1.60 would be the entry there for Solana. I'm not sure if we almost got that yesterday. Certainly it came very close there. We did. So you should have picked up that entry, and I gave this yesterday as an entry, so you should have grabbed that at 161. So you should be back in that Solana trade there, And certainly for a just-in-case buy, that's not a bad entry either for a swing trade and a just-in-case buy for Solana. Sui is coming back here. So this is very interesting for Sui. Right now we're at $1.96. Certainly I am seeing this 178 area here. I'm going to drop down to the 4-hour chart so we can see this a little bit more cleanly here. And as you can see here, we've got some buy orders here. There's a Fibonacci around 178, and we have the 200 EMA on the 4-hour, which is coming into play at about $1.81 or $1.82. So I have a buy order there for $1.82. So right now, we're in the 195 to 205 range. So this was a just-in-case buy level. We're a small DCA bag here. Or on a swing trade, we're still okay. What we want to see is this come back, and I'm not seeing a rejection. We can go to the 1 hour, and so far we're waiting to see. So if this comes back and rejects, then we're out of the trade, okay? Out of the trade, and we wait to see if it breaks and retests and holds, and we get back in the trade here. Or we can wait to get back in the trade down here at about $1.82, okay? So that's what we're looking for Sui. And then if we flip to Tower with opportunities, so the 550, 550, ever just in case buy 550 to 600 is an area certainly that we look to be respecting there to get a small just in case bag buy. Certainly with Tower, we could come down a little bit further. Look at this. We got the 4-hour 200 EMA down there at 540. And then further down, the 50-day moving average is coming up near the bottom of this range. So I wouldn't be surprised. Look, we could hold here, or we could then further break it down to the bottom here. So this would be an area here for a just-in-case dollar cost average buy. If we break down further, then we would look to our next buy to be around somewhere between 470 to 500 would be our next just-in-case bag dollar cost average buy there for Tower, okay? And certainly we could see lower, but right now let's just take it level to level, and this is the level that we want to see hold here at 540. So certainly we found some resistance at the 618 there at 600, and certainly we are finding some support down here at 540 for Potenza Tower. All right, that's going to wrap up the show for today. Again, check out my cheat sheet. I did cover a few more coins from here. We will slowly get through and chart all of them. We've gotten through most of them now. There's still a few more there that we need to chart, but I have filled in all the levels for all of them, so you don't have to wait for me to chart them. Certainly, I've got all the levels in there, and you can check that out. Okay, and of course, as always, until the next episode, happy trading.